Here again with another Shameless Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find it, you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for those of you that are wondering, this is my second time rewatching Shameless, although some episodes I have seen more than twice, but for every episode this is my second time or my second binge of Shameless. With that in mind, this will be Shameless Season 6 Episode 10. The title of this episode is called Paradise Lost. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. Debbie screams for Queenie as the baby may be coming. Just cramps, though. Chucky has a few scratches from the cat as it couldn't aim for shit. Luckily for Chucky, I thought he might have been dead after that post or mid-credits scene, because I don't remember when Chucky leaves the show, although I anticipate it happening any episode now. Jupiter wants Frank out of the warehouse. What's with the slumber party, Kev asks. V and Lana are sleeping on the couch. Lana is what V calls her now instead of Svetlana. Sean's moving into the Gallagher household, and Fiona, Liam, and Carl are cleaning out his place, with Sean, of course, as well. Debbie finds out she won't be giving birth on a bat. They do things old school there at the commune. Ewings wants Lip to turn in his midterm grades. Ian's getting an HIV test. Dominique's dad is going to drive Carl around, but he thinks he's a piece of shit. Fiona finds a wedding dress that Monica had during her first marriage with Frank, as Monica and Frank were married twice. Queenie tells Frank he's been challenged. Jupiter is ready to fight Frank in the pit, wearing only his underwear. The top of my nose itches for some reason. Frank now is in his underwear. No rules in the pit, and Frank gets Jupiter to say uncle by grabbing his genital area. Kev finds out Tommy has been beating his meat to V. Frank fucks a random quick chick at the commune. Lip has an interview. Ian has his EMT test. Fiona hopes Debbie will still give up the baby. Svetlana says she can get top dollar for American Baby with no defects. Kev's looking at getting Svetlana a fake identity. Time for Frank to fuck another random person at the commune. Lip is being asked to leave due to what he did while he was wasted at the dorm or wherever he was staying. He's fired now. He peed on the lady that's in charge. She also told the student council. Lip is in trouble now. Carl calls Dominique's dad an asshole father. Her dad takes him on a chase. One suspect runs away and he follows Dominique's dad, and while the other one runs in a different direction. He didn't realize there were two. God dang, my nose is itching. I shouldn't do cocaine before I record videos. That's not true, by the way. Carl goes chasing after the one that ran in the opposite direction and gets him, ties his arms up with like a garbage bag in back, which you could easily break that, I believe, and puts him in the car. And I think Dominique's dad is a little impressed by that. Queenie is mad that Frank had sex with Moon and Harmony. Frank says to the pit, so he wants them to resolve their issues in the pit, just like he had to resolve his issues with Jupiter. Lip finds out he violated the school's alcohol policy. Lip's facing mandatory counseling or expulsion. The old lady has her medieval tools ready to deliver Debbie's baby. Ewings doesn't care what Lip went through. He's kind of an asshole. And in his research paper, Ewings took credit for all of Lip's ideas. Bachelor party time. for Fiona, V, and Svetlana. Sorry about the pause there. I lost my place. And the chick from Patsy's, I can't remember her name now, have all come along. Debbie wants to leave and wants to go back home. She tells Frank. Kev, Kermit, Tommy, and the old guy that I can't remember his name dance at Fiona's bachelor party. We find out that Kermit has a pierced penis. Sergeant Winslow, that's his name. I had forgot it for a second here. Tells Carl he was wrong about him, but if he finds out Carl's fucking his daughter, it won't be good for Carl. I was calling him Dominique's dad. It's Sergeant Winslow. Kev got a social with 10 numbers on it. It's not going to work out, idiot. Kev, how did you not notice that? V and Svetlana got married behind Kevin's back, so they are officially an item. Frank took Debbie out of the commune, and Debbie's contractions are only 3 minutes apart. Ian aced the exam, but on the application, it asks if he ever has been in a mental institution. Caleb tells Ian to lie. He also says he'll go toe-to-toe with Ian on how many guys he's slept with. Ian was a little worried when Caleb was in the doctor's office. They asked, how many partners have you had? And Ian's like, I don't want to say that because at the club, he probably is in the hundreds at this point, I think. Debbie says Frank's been the only one that's been there for her, but I put him for some reason. G-Dog gets Frank when he returns home with Debbie. Fiona, V, Kev, Sean, Lip are there to help deliver the baby. Frank tells G-Dog he can get him opium. Lots of it. Debbie's pushing. Push, push, push. Debbie has a baby girl, and she names the baby Francis after Frank. Probably not anybody else's choice, but, she initially liked Frank a lot to begin with. And then Frank messed up her project, and then she was really mad at that, and she beat him up with whatever was in the pillow. But she likes Frank again, apparently, now. Jupiter comes in while G-Dog is looking at the opium plants, and because Frank's they're like, these are plants. What do you think opium comes from, you idiot? And then there's a shootout inside this place, and Frank runs out of it as Queenie wonders what he's doing. Debbie doesn't want anyone to ride with her in the ambulance as she has to do this on her own. And that's what ends this episode of Shameless. So pretty good stuff, entertaining stuff. Definitely like the stuff I'm seeing now. I know Shameless gets really bad in terms of quality, especially in the final 2 seasons. And I think maybe it starts in season 8, although I could be wrong. But I'm going to score this episode an 8.3 out of 10. I don't really remember a lot about certain seasons, especially season 8. I can't tell you what happens at the end of season 8. I cannot. I can in 7. I can in 9, obviously. In an 8 or 10. I can do it in 10, 11, but the stuff to get there, I can't remember. But I'm going to give it an 8.3 out of 10. And my characters of the episode, for the males, I'm going to give it to Frank. Although, one could argue Ian, maybe even Lip, Carl, because of what he did with Sergeant Winslow. So, yeah, a lot of good performances in this episode. And then for the females, I'm going to go with Debbie. My least favorite character on the show, but I feel like she did really good on this episode. Fiona, obviously. V, obviously. Svetlana, obviously. But I'll give it to Debbie, at least at the time being. So you've heard everything that I have to say about this episode of Shameless. If you're a fan of Shameless and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you rate the episode, and whom would be your characters of the episode, male and female, or if you just want to do one, that's fine. If you want to talk about anything that comes out, ahead of time, like other seasons, that's fine. I've seen the entire show. I just don't remember certain details of how we get to certain things, but you can talk about other episodes or other seasons as well. Click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video, as that's the only other Shameless video I did on this channel up until I started this review series, but it is my thoughts on the series finale after it aired. Right here, click on it. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return.